Don, when did you put this big shh sign on your house?
Oh, about a month ago.
Where'd you get the letters?
We took them down from all the Shell stations, and we were going to throw them away, so me and the boss had a crazy idea, and we decided to put them up.
Well, now, your house is here just north of Love Field, but is there a message for pilots or something?
Oh, it's just a joke. I never intended any of them to take me serious about it.
Is that right? Well, let me ask you this. Is the noise level, this close to the airport, is it really as bad as people say?
It sure is.
How bad does it get?
Well, after a while, you get used to it. But
I'm sorry, could you speak up a little, Don?
Well,
what'd you say? I can't hear you.
After a while, you get used to it, but...
let's don't shout anymore. I think he's gone. Okay. You say what now?
After a while, you get used to it, you know, but when you first get out here, it's kind of loud.
You get used to it, you say?
Yes, sir.
You're real sure about that?
Well, some people do. I have, kind of.
Don, thank you very much. So, let's put it this way. No matter how slow news gets on a Saturday, there's always room for one more shh. This is Jim Mitchell, Channel 8 News on the Move.
Well, we have to move, for example, toward the better energy resources. I mentioned already getting toward atomic energy. We have to move toward the automobile, which is one of the major polluters. We have to find cleaner ways in which we can get around. I think we have to possibly even cut down on our high, we might call standard of living. I'm not sure you can call it a quality of living.
Are we making effective moves in these directions now?
I believe we are getting headed in that direction.
We're going to have to hit a little faster, aren't we?
I think if, with the start, the momentum that has been picked up now in the last year or two, that I'm quite satisfied with the progress. As long as we keep it up, we must not slack off at this point.
Well, number one, we have to develop more meaningful procedures whereby we guarantee that individuals will have an opportunity first. Secondly, we have to provide the kind of advice and assistance that's necessary to aid minority group contractors or business people in terms of being able to get bonding, being able to acquire the kind of management assistance that will be necessary. In addition to this, we also have to provide assistance to them in terms of getting the capital that's necessary, because basically minority group businesses have four major problems, those four problems that I mentioned.
Is this a giveaway program? Why should HUD and the government get involved in letting more contracts to minority businessmen?
Because one of the key things that I think that if we want to get to a point of where minorities feel that they have a vested interest in this society, we're going to have to give them a piece of the action. So basically, by involving minorities in our programs, there isn't any question. We're moving towards resolving what we feel is the major problem in this country today, and that's the whole problem of the turmoil and conflict in our cities.
We have been lax, and we have not had provided for us a trained ministry to a large degree, and particularly now, a ministry that's trained to lead in the times that we're living in. And therefore, we're calling for this kind of trained ministry who will be able to serve congregations and to develop black disciples who are able to make their contribution to the changing of the society in which we live.
Do you think the society really wants ministers? Don't they really want community organizers? Take, for instance, for example, Reverend Jesse Jackson. He doesn't have the sheepskin of a minister, but he's got the sheep. What's more important?
Of course, you're saying that a community organizing is not the function of ministry, and I'm saying that it is. that this is one of the functions of ministry, and that a trained minister today should be trained in organizing a community, should be trained in leading his people from where they are to where they ought to be.
If you go to school, you spend 5 days in the classroom looking forward to the weekend and perhaps a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the park. But if the park isn't pretty, that Saturday afternoon won't be enjoyable. Bruce Williamson is the president of the Arlington Youth Council, and they decided to make a park pretty. This is Randall Mill Park in Arlington. Bruce, how did it all get started?
Well, about 3 weeks ago, we were sitting around in a meeting trying to think of some kind of project to do. So Ann Whittingale suggested that we clean up Randall Mill Park because it is kind of a dirty place, really. And so here we are today, just cleaning up the park.
And a good job they're doing, and believe me, it's catching. It makes you want to go out and pick up a little trash and make the park that you want to go to on Saturday afternoon a little prettier. This is Jerry Park, Channel 8 News on the move in a cleaner Randall Mill Park in Arlington.
we're proposing to build and to eliminate the elevated section between Pennsylvania and Lamar and build the section on an embankment, bring it down to ground level and carry it from ground level from Metropolitan to Linway and then back up to the embankment at Pennsylvania.
Even though the Spence area residents got what they want, 8 families will have to be displaced here and here. The appreciable cost will be about the same. The district engineer said he changed his plans not because of coercion, but just because the people in the community wanted it that way. For Channel 8 News on the Move, this is Jess Brown. Were you surprised yesterday when the county school board made this particular decision?
Well, I guess I'm never surprised at anything that really happened, so I was really disappointed, but I can't say that I was surprised.
Why were you disappointed?
Because the Wilma Hutchins Independent School District is working for the betterment of all the children in the district, and the type of ruling that was made by the Dallas County School Board, in my opinion, is not in the best interest of the students.
Some observers say that the citizens in the southeast section of the Wilma Hutchins School District are trying to run away from blacks by moving to the Ferry School District. Can they do this?
No, I don't think that they will at all. You can't really run far enough to run away from blacks because blacks are American too, and they live everywhere. And you're running, but you're just running.
Rifle kind of insisted that I'd take him wherever he wanted to go.
We had a heartbreaking game the week prior to the Texas game when we lost to Texas Tech 14-10 in the last couple of minutes of play after leading 10-7. So put the Texas game on top of it, I'd say that the morale and attitude has been fine this week, but I think we haven't had too good of workouts in practice.
Are you going to come out running and establish the running game or pass from the kickoff?
Well, of course, we always try to let the opponents dictate what we do by the alignment of their defense. Some people like to play a defense that will stop the passing game. Some people like to play against the running plays. Some people try to mix up their defenses to play against the run and the pass as the situation demands. A&M through the years never does what we anticipate them to do. Coach Stallings has a knack for changing things up. So I don't know, with Chuck Hickson on the doubtful list as participating in the game, I guess they're wondering what we're going to do.
Well, I like to have his money, and a lot of times people will say, "Hi, Rose," I just throw my hand up and keep driving, or I'll be eating. "Hi, Rose," so what is it, you on a diet for a new picture or what? I say, yeah, I'm on a diet. But when he walks, he's so big, man, he goes from side to side, and I walk straight up. So a lot of people call me Rose. I don't get mad. I used to, but I say hi and keep going. And I told my manager, Hayward, to get he and I together, and when I get ready to stop boxing, which will be a long time from now, put me on his shoulder, maybe his double,
It might work. Yeah. I understand you also went to school with one of our Dallas Cowboys.
Mel Renfro, yes. to Jefferson High School in Portland, Oregon.
Did you play football at all up there?
Yeah, I played football for about 3 weeks under the coach of Eric Waldorf, I believe it was.
That's an awful short football career, Train.
Yeah, well, we played a scrimmage game and 3 guys tackled me and I jumped up and started boxing. So the coach said, okay, Train, you hit the shower and go back to the ring. So this is what I did.
Okay. Kobe, pretend like you're still judging so I can, Third point. Or in 69. 3. Talk about the increases in the non. Down in those industries. The second affirmative constructive tells you that Burns was ignoring labor unions, and certainly he wasn't. The